Alsace region. The historic cities of Strasbourg and Colmar, along with the hundreds of Alsatian towns, have an unique old-world appeal that is completely distinctive from the remainder of France. The design and environment of Alsace has been affected over the centuries by surrounding Germany, as seen in the vibrantly repainted, half-timbered structures as well as venerable Gothic churches. Quaint as well as cultured, Strasbourg captivates site visitors with its slim cobblestone roads, scenic canals, as well as luxuriant sanctuary. Colmar is the ultimate Alsatian town, packed with fascinating old churches as well as standard houses with flower-bedecked terraces. Outside these two cities is an untainted landscape of vine-covered foothills. Snuggled in the valleys and along the Rhine River are small storybook communities and also stunning towns. The Alsace Villages route is a wonderful means to check out the region. Lots of villages are noted as the plus beaux villages de France, most beautiful villages of France, as well as some are marked as villages fleuris, flowering villages, as a result of the dynamic potted blossoms that embellish the streets and homes. Number 9. Joan of Arc monuments in Chinon, Rouen, and Orléans. France's nationwide heroine, Joan of Arc led the country to triumph during the 100 Years' War when she was just 17 years of ages. Her divinely ordained mission, instructed by beautiful voices, is still a motivation to the faithful. Joan of Arc's remarkable story started in Chinon, where on March 9, 1429, she most likely to meet the future Charles VII, the Dauphin, at the Forteresse Royale, a medieval fortified castle. On this momentous event, the Maid of Orléans notified the Dauphin of his right to the crown and also requested for assistance in creating a military, which was needed to damage the siege of Orléans, a crucial occasion throughout the 100 Years' War between France and England. Chinon is noted as a ville d'art et d'histoire, city of art and history, due to the fact that of its rich heritage. At the tree-lined place Jeanne d'Arc stands a huge bronze equestrian statue of Joan of Arc illustrated as a heroic armed forces leader. Among the leading attractions of the Loire Valley, Orléans is an additional essential quit on the Joan of Arc trail. After leading the French to defeat the English army, Joan of Arc came to the community's Cathédrale Sainte-Croix to pray. In a 15th-century half-timbered home, the Maison de Jeanne d'Arc offers displays about Joan of Arc, who is currently recognized as a saint by the Catholic Church. A bronze equestrian statuary of Joan of Arc enhances the Place du Martreuil in Orléans. Tourists can discover more regarding Joan of Arc's life story at numerous of the leading sites in Rouen. At the 13th-century Tour Jeanne d'Arc dungeon, an antique of the community's old chateau, Joan of Arc was put behind bars, endangered with torture, placed on path, as well as accused of heresy. Because this infamous test in 1431 and also martyrdom, Joan of Arc has actually been raised to a saint. Built on the website in Rouen where Joan of Arc was burned at the risk, the Église Jeanne d'Arc commemorates the saint's legacy. This modern-day church features an upward swooping roofing developed to look like flames. Rouen additionally has a museum devoted to Joan of Arc, the historical Jeanne d'Arc, in the previous Archbishop's Palace, an identified historic monument, on the Rue Saint-Romain. This gallery dives right into Joan of Arc's epic tale and also explains just how she changed the training course of French background. Evocative multimedia shows as well as videos bring the events to life in a thrilling way. Number 8. Biarritz and Saint-Jean-de-Luz. A mix of Parisian-style sophistication as well as the untamed natural beauty of the Atlantic coastline, Biarritz is an upscale seaside hotel with magnificent beaches. Biarritz was favored by Empress Eugénie, that enjoyed this area of the Basque area. She chose a sandy hill ignoring the Bay of Biscay as the area for her imperial home, the Villa Eugénie. This Second Empire royal residence has been transformed into luxury holiday accommodations, the 5-star Hôtel du Palais, which uses exceptionally enhanced visitor areas and also an oceanfront gastronomic restaurant. Alongside the hotel building is the Grande Plage, a sandy coastline that has actually drawn in sunbathers given that the Belle Époque. An additional of the top coastlines in Biarritz is the Plage du Miramar. A picturesque scene of vivid, candy-striped cabanas and also parasols throughout summer season, this sheltered beach has the wonderful atmosphere of an old-fashioned seaside resort. Just a half-hour drive, 15 kilometers, from Biarritz is the historic fishing port of Saint-Jean-de-Luz, a preferred summer location with family-friendly beaches. Traveling inland 25 kilometers from Biarritz is the conventional Basque town of Espelette. This little town boasts typical half-timbered, red-shuttered Basque residences embellished with rows of dried-out red peppers called Piment d'Espelette. In Spain's Basque Country, 50 kilometers by bus, auto, or train from Biarritz, the dynamic seaside city of San Sebastian delights sight visitors with its classy style, sandy coastlines, and exquisite tapas. Number 7. Angling villages, historic ports and beaches in Brittany. A picturesque coastal area, Brittany has a rich maritime heritage scene in its historic port towns, Saint-Malo, bordered by old parapets, the Middle Ages capital of Nantes, as well as the strengthened 14th century Concarneau. The beachfront also flaunts stylish beach hotels like Trendy Dinar on the Côte d'Emeraude, the summertime getaway location of La Baule on the estuary of the Loire River, as well as Treboul near the lovely waterfront town of Quimper. The views is significant and unspoiled, with secluded sandy coastlines and a rocky coast, where wild Atlantic waves collision against the coast. Centuries-old fishing towns are protected in peaceful bays and on small windswept overseas islands. Breton society can be traced back to the Celts. The regional dialect is related to Gaelic. Similar to Ireland, it is a land of folklore and also legends. Today, Brittany is highly Catholic. Locals commemorate old religious custom maids called pardons, unique events when townspeople use old-fashioned local costumes. The regional food functions tasty specialized such as fresh fish and shellfish and also tasty buckwheat crepes. Brittany additionally has a renowned regional pastry, the Queen-Almond, a buttery bread made with poisson dough that is layered with sprays of sugar, has a wet cake-like center, and also a crispy caramelized outside. Number 6. Reims is justifiably put amongst France's checklist of Vie d'art et d'histoire, cities of art and also history. The most celebrated occasion was when Joan of Arc accompanied Charles VII to the Basilica in July of 1429 for his coronation as king. Constructed in the 13th century, the Notre Dame Cathedral of Reims is a gem of high Gothic style. The amazing exterior features an abundance of flying buttresses as well as formed angels, while the spacious inside has an austere feel of spirituality. Among the city's leading destinations, various other UNESCO-listed landmarks include the Palais du Tau, a 17th-century archbishop's palace, and the 11th-century Basilique Saint-Rémy. Number 5. The Chateau of the Loire Valley. Like the scene of a fairy tale, wonderful castles are scattered throughout the largely forested landscape of the Loire Valley. Going for 280 kilometers, from Sully-sur-Loire to Chalons-sur-Loire in Anjou, the Loire Valley is the largest UNESCO-listed site in France. The area flaunts an unbelievably rich cultural heritage. Throughout the 15th as well as 16th centuries, France's kings constructed sumptuous nation resorts here simply for home entertainment and satisfaction. Elegant chateaux, such as the Grand Chateau de Chambord and the typical Chateau de Chenonceau, offer understanding into the luxury of the Renaissance-era French court. French nobles and elites likewise constructed magnificent mansion homes, such as the impressive Chateau of Cheverny and the Chateau de Zay-le-Rideau in a picturesque setting with a water-filled moat. For households with children, the mini Chateau Park in Amboise is a spectacular destination. Embedded in 2 hectares of woodlands, the entertainment park includes greater than 40 replicas of Loire Chateau improved a 1/25 scale. Youngsters enjoy exploring the kid-sized castles made with authentic details. Number 4. Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy. Mont Saint-Michel is an emphasis of the Normandy region, a pastoral landscape of apple orchards, woodlands, as well as cow pastures. This unmissable vacationer destination places top on the long checklist of Normandy traveling locations, which consists of outstanding views such as picture-perfect towns and also historic castles. Developed in between the 13th and 11th centuries, the Abbey of Mont Saint-Michel is one of the most breathtaking views in France. The UNESCO-listed abbey is set down on the hilltop of an islet in the Bay of Mont Saint-Michel and also is considered a wonder of Gothic style. The Abbey Church was an important Middle Ages expedition website on the Way of St. James route to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Contemporary explorers still make the journey right here, going across the Bay of Saint-Michel by foot at reduced tide. Checking out Mont Saint-Michel is a spirit-lifting experience. Tourists might go to spiritual services, performances as well as cultural events at this superb historic abbey. Number 3. The Côte d'Azur. Likewise called the French Riviera, the Côte d'Azur is an extravagant stretch of Mediterranean coastline named for its deep azure blue waters. The skies are typically an enchanting cerulean shade as well, many thanks to the bright weather a lot of the year around of southerly France. Extending approximately from Saint-Tropez, overlapping with the Provence region, to Mentone, less than 30 kilometers from the border with Italy, the Côte d'Azur has been a fashionable seaside hotel destination because the very early 19th century. Springtime and fall bring milder weather condition and also a quieter, more relaxing ambience. The Côte d'Azur has something for everyone. Nice is the area to appreciate the great life, see art galleries, as well as stroll along rock roads and also palm-fringed BLVDS. Within a short drive from Nice are locations to see as day journeys, such as magnificent beachfront vacation homes and superior art museums. Amongst the most renowned French Riviera traveler destinations are Cannes, which has an amazing beachfront promenade and also an appealing old town, and Monaco, a tiny royal principality that is synonymous with high-end and decadence. Both Cannes and Monaco attribute luxury hotels, acclaimed dining establishments, and also yacht-filled marinas. Sunlight worshippers group to Saint-Tropez, an occurring summertime destination with special personal coastlines, as well as public coastlines that appeal to routine travelers. Tourists value Antibes for its large sandy beaches, climatic Middle Ages quarter, as well as remarkable Picasso Museum housed in a castle neglecting the sea. Number 2. The charming countryside of Provence. In comparison to the grey skies of Paris and northern France, the captivating region of Provence indulges in brilliant Mediterranean sunshine most of the year. This country area really feels unblemished by the contemporary world as well as has a rugged, earthy allure. The rolling hillsides are covered with a patchwork of little farms, olive groves, sunflowers, and lavender fields. Aromatic rosemary, sage, and also thyme as well as various other wild natural herbs grow here in abundance as well as enliven the neighborhood cuisine. In this dreamy landscape, Impressionist painters found inspiration to create vivid artworks. Site visitors are captivated by the town's Perche, which crown Provence's hilltops. Two preferred locations are Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a picture-perfect walled medieval community, near several Côte d'Azur tourist areas, such as Èze, and also Gourd, which is among the top destinations in the Luberon. In the heart of Provence, traditional feel is discovered on the tree-shaded streets as well as outdoor cafes of Aix-en-Provence, at the celebrations of Arles, and by the old port of Marseille. Not to be missed out on are the Palais de Papes in Avignon, the epic beach resort of Saint-Tropez, and also the Roman movie theatre in Orange, one of the remarkable sights of the Haute Vaucluse. Number 1. Paris and Versailles. Appreciated for its style and also joie de vivre, Paris is a grand European funding full of architectural work of arts like the Eiffel Tower as well as the Notre Dame Cathedral. Mirroring the city's rich heritage, the Louvre, one of the leading galleries in Paris, consists of a phenomenal arts collection, while the Musée d'Orsay as well as the Musée de l'Orangerie present prizes of French Impressionist art. Various other appeals of Paris are its atmospheric medieval quarters as well as graceful BLVDS. Ultimate traveler experiences include purchasing at bookshops in the Latin Quarter, walking the Champs-Élysées, and also people watching from a sidewalk coffee shop balcony on the Boulevard Saint-Germain-des-Prés. A brief train trip from Paris is the UNESCO-listed Château de Versailles. Constructed for Louis XIV, the Sun King, this extravagant 17th-century royal residence is a testimony to the magnificence and outright power of the French Queen. The château's magnificent Baroque facade, dazzling hall of mirrors, and fountain-adorned formal gardens allow visitors to visualize a scene of France's past royal court. France's nationwide heroine, Joan of Arc led the country to victory throughout the Hundred Years' War when she was just 17 years old. After leading the French to defeat the English army, Joan of Arc came to the town's Cathédrale Sainte-Croix to hope. A bronze equestrian statuary of Joan of Arc enhances the Place du Martreuil in Orléans. Tourists can find out much more regarding Joan of Arc's life tale at numerous of the top sites in Rouen. At the 13th century Tour Jeanne d'Arc dungeon, a relic of the town's old chateau, Joan of Arc was put behind bars, endangered with torment, placed en route, and also charged of heresy. Rouen also has actually a museum devoted to Joan of Arc, the historical Jeanne d'Arc, in the former Archbishop's Palace, an identified historic monument.